What up, all my fight fans? UFC 295 is in the books. It happened this past Saturday, and we had ourselves quite an event up in NYC. We had ourselves Sergey Pavlovich taking on Tom Aspinall for the interim heavyweight championship of the world, and we got ourselves a new champion. That is right, Tom Aspinall wins by KO in the first round. I want to say it was the first couple of minutes. It really didn't go very long. I want to say it was the first 2 minutes, if I'm correct. But nonetheless, Tom Aspinall is now your interim heavyweight champion of the world. It was very impressive. There really isn't a whole lot to dissect here. You know, going into this, Tom Aspinall had a 12-day notice, to get prepared to fight Sergey Pavlovich, who was the backup fighter for Stipe Miocic and Jon Jones. We all know Jon Jones tore his pec. He was not able to perform. They scrapped the Stipe fight and brought on this fight. So Sergey Pavlovich had some time to prepare for this. And I will say right now, I have my money on Sergey Pavlovich. I really could not deny, nor should anybody deny his power. His power is very, very scary. But little did we know that Tom Aspinall has some power of his own. He was able to stop Sergey in his tracks. Sergey did connect with Tom. He even said that he had to rearrange his mouthpiece a little bit. He actually originally stated that his trainers, as well as Michael Bisping, had originally had a different plan than what Tom Aspinall went out there to do. Tom Aspinall pretty much went in there, threw the game plan away, stepped forward, and traded shots with Sergey Pavlovich, knocking him out, becoming the interim heavyweight champion of the world. So now that we know how the fight got there, we know what happened in the fight. What is next? What is next for Tom Aspinall? Well, it's very tricky. Very, very tricky, because you got the actual heavyweight champion of the world, Jon Jones, hurt. So he's going to be a sideline for a little bit. Then you got Stipe, who is still in all rights the number one contender. And you got Dana White saying that this fight is still going to take place. Where does that leave Tom Aspinall? Is he going to be waiting until that Jon Jones and Stipe fight? Or is he going to defend the interim heavyweight championship for the very first time? I don't think, since the history of the interim championship of the world, it has ever been defended. I feel like the interim championship of the world is basically your confirmation that you are number one contender. Well, we all know that's not necessarily true in this case, because Jon Jones and Stipe are still going to be fighting sometime later next year. So it's safe to say that we won't get an actual unified heavyweight championship of the world fight until November-ish. Maybe the very latest December of 2024. So again, what I ask, what do we do with Tom Aspinall? I do feel like he needs to stay busy. I do feel like he needs to take some time first, of course, but defend that championship, because you cannot go a whole year sitting on the sidelines. You can't. It's just, you really don't get better at not doing what you love doing. You know, you want to train, you want to get better at something, you got to train, you got to prepare. And the only way to do it is by actually staying active. So, the heavyweight division, it has a few names out there for Tom Aspinall. We already know he lost to Curtis Blades, not by technically he did lose because he did get injured, so it was a win for Curtis Blades. So there's that fight. Could possibly happen if Curtis Blades just so happens to get a win. There's a potential rematch with Sergey Pavlovich. Then you also got Cyril Gane. You got a few names out there that nothing that's really gonna throw your hair back. There's nothing that's really gonna be like, oh my God, I can't wait for him to face this opponent. But it's something there to keep him busy. So Tom Aspinall has a big bright future ahead of him for sure. Now moving forward with Sergey Pavlovich. Well, Sergey Pavlovich, he pretty much can keep himself busy as well. I just named a few opponents for Tom Aspinall. I just named a rematch with Tom Aspinall. So you never know. You never know what's going to transpire with that. So he could actually take on Cyril Gane. He has not faced him. He could take on, quite possibly, I know he already went against Tai Tuivasa. He already went against Derek Lewis. He already went against Curtis Blades. So he's already clearing out somewhat of the heavyweight division, little by little. But there's a few other names out there that he actually could go toe-to-toe with to keep him busy as well. Sirigan being definitely one of them for sure. You know, I'm sure he wants to keep himself in that top level, still to be to get that #1 contendership, to get for that championship once again. Because this ain't the end of Sergey Pavlovich. You know, he did get caught, and it's all fairness. None of these guys have time to prepare for each other. So this was a fight with no game plan for each other whatsoever. So still the better man won in Tom Aspinall, but I'm sure if these guys had time to prepare, we might be able to see a different fight. Well, there you have it, guys. The interim heavyweight champion of the world, Tom Aspinall. Let me know if you saw the fight. Let me know what you think of the fight. Let me know what you think of that knockout. And let me know what you think is next for Tom Aspinall and Sergey Pavlovich. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.